All right, Juiceheads, welcome to NXT pregame 1.5. Welcome to the big show, folks. I was having some technical issues. I think I was just trying to do a live stream. It wouldn't work. That's why I always do my gratuitous YouTube checks to make sure my live streams are up and running and I'm not just talking to dead fucking air. So we'll see if that first 10 minutes or so gets recorded. But it is 7:30, so we have 29 minutes left to go on NXT pregame episode 1.5. And yeah, all right, let's do. We got it. Always got to do the gratuitous YouTube check just to make sure we're on. And let's see what we got here. It looks like we're good. All right, perfect. So hopefully the first 10 minutes did end up getting recorded, but yeah, I don't like this NXT on USA at all, especially TakeOver. But yeah, look, and I know you're not here for results and to get into the nuts and bolts of the product. You have Don Tony for that. You have Solo Monster for that. You have Soup for that. You have KC for that if you're a Patreon of DTKC. So, and obviously Hannibal breaks shit down very nicely as well if you're a fan of his. But yeah, NXT Stand and Deliver. I could totally picture Triple H making that name up. Stand and Deliver, right? But you know, good show last night. I week to week, I always think NXT is the best show of all three brands, if you want to call NXT its own brand. So when NXT switched to the USA Network, it really de-incentivized me to want to watch it anymore, and especially going up against AEW. I'm going to take the new and refreshing AEW over any WWE product. I don't care if it's the best product for the whole week or not. So, with that said, me wanting to start doing a wrestling podcast, well, I got to watch NXT again. So it's good. I'm glad to watch it again. I'd rather watch it than Raw or SmackDown, to be honest with you. Right now, currently, AEW is my favorite 2 hours of wrestling on TV each week. And even that, I kind of dropped off from watching a little bit. So I'm glad to be back in the fold here. So a lot of these people I haven't seen before. I'm just seeing for the first time or haven't heard of. But I'm just going to give you some of my highlights from TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 1. I found the opening match to be really good. Pete Dunne's awesome. He just gets it. He's got a great ring acumen. And I found the match with him and I was going to say Marty Jannetty, but it's like a Japanese Marty McFly. Found that to be a fun match. And that's all I want to do when I watch this. I just want to have fun. And they take so much of the fun out of it just by their way of doing things. And they do insert a little bit too much WWE production into these shows, and I'll get to that. So this is the first time I saw LA Knight. Never heard of him. Never saw him. He was kind of in and out. Did his little heel shtick on the mic on the way to the ring. But I found that to be really entertaining. I mean, I thought he was doing his best Rock impression. But look, what did JC say? Follow my steps is the road to success, right? So you can't go wrong if you're going to imitate anybody. You might as well imitate The Rock if you're on NXT and you're a younger guy and you just want it. So I thought the guy was in great shape. He had a good look, and he's definitely got it with the mic. So I look forward to seeing big things from him, and I like him. He's a good chicken shit heel. So that was one of my key takeaways. And also, just overall, in terms of production, I love the fact that they had a physical set. They had like a real physical skull with the LEDs. Love it. And that was used in the main event a little bit, which we'll get to. But I hate these generic LED sets. It's so lazy. It's so lazy. I don't care how much time the creative people spend on, the artsy creative people spend on making these graphics and these elaborate LED displays or whatever. It's just fucking lazy. Build a set. Make it feel like a different fucking show. The only show they build a set for anymore is WrestleMania. And the sets for WrestleMania are so over the top unnecessary to begin with. But you don't need to do a WrestleMania type set every pay-per-view, but do something. So I appreciate that they fucking did that. I really do. And speaking of people that just get it and have an awesome acumen and are great on this brand, Tommaso Ciampa. And I've never seen the guy in better shape either. He looks great. He just gets it. I think he's got my favorite entrance music in all of wrestling because it just gets you amped. It makes it feel like something. And when they keep, using Flow Rider and David Guetta for the WrestleMania theme songs, where it's like they shoehorn the writing to fit the lyrics of whatever pop song they pick to be a theme for wrestling. And this is a gripe I've had for a long time. They used to do this really well. Go back and watch the hype video for WrestleMania 17 Rock versus Austin, My Way or the Highway by Limp Bizkit. But that song fit what they had built up. Now it's as if they picked the songs in advance and write the angle to fit the lyrics of a pre-selected song. And it's just trash. And I've never heard anybody call them out on this. Now, again, I mean, there's so much content out there. Now I'm creating my own content. I'm sure people have called them out, but I haven't heard it. So that shit just drives me crazy. The music should always mean something, whether it's entrance music or a hype package song or the theme of a pay-per-view. And NXT usually does a good job picking their pay-per-view theme songs as well. And the WWF used to do a good job with their pay-per-view theme songs. What the fuck happened? What's happened since the last 20 years, man? Sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. And the thing is, what drives you nuts is that they're capable of selecting good music, and they just don't do it. So that kind of shit drives me nuts. But I'm going to be honest too. On episode 1, this is episode 1.5, I was talking about the product getting watered down and stuff like that. Well, they just keep adding and adding and adding more belts. We do not need a UK champion. What? Why? As far as I know, I don't even think NXT UK is really a thing, is it? I'm sure it is. But how many shows do you need? I'm saying this, I have like 8 shows. I'm a nobody. But seriously, like, you don't need that belt. Or if you're gonna have it, just keep it on its own show. I don't see a use for it. And I'm not a big Imperium fan either. I see them and I just think Euro trash. That's just my take on it. Keep it in Europe. Or, the talent's good. I mean, dude, Walter and Ciampa, I was very entertained by that match. It was like a nice, great brawl of a match. It was fucking awesome. But I just don't like the Imperium thing. I don't like the music. Do they do a good job with it? Yeah, they do. But just personally, I don't think you need that belt, and I don't think you need a group named Imperium. That's, again, just my take on it. Hey, if you like it, you let me know. And let me know why you like it, more importantly. And then here's what I was saying about some of the actual WWE production going into NXT, which is a bad thing. Because I'm trying to enjoy that match. That, to me, that was the match of the night. And the constant fucking cuts and the constant fucking camera motion, zoom in, zoom out, and then cut here, cut there, this angle, this angle, that. Can you please tone it down? I'm not saying you can't do it. You can do whatever you want. But please, for God's sakes, tone it down. It makes me dizzy. And it takes me out of it. Because just as I'm starting to escape and get into it, they give me something to bitch about. And it takes away from the match. And it takes away from the work that the workers are doing. But it's probably just going to get worse. I mean, the worst was when The Shield, when they were like a new group and they would beat people down, the shaky cam and the zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, and switch that angle, that angle. Who thinks this is a good idea is what all I want to know. Who thinks that's a good fucking idea? You know, I just don't get it. One thing I am a proponent of, so like I said, I haven't really watched NXT in a while, over a year and a half. Wade Barrett, killing it on the commentary. And he's probably making the same money he made when he was in ring. And I've said this about Corey Graves. I actually think Wade Barrett should be in Corey Graves' spot and vice versa. But Corey Graves, I mean, he's probably making the same money or more now than when he was working, and he doesn't have to take any bumps. So, hey, I'm not a hater. Do I think Corey Graves belongs in the spot he's in? No, that's just my opinion. I think he's good. I just don't think he's at that level. But hey, good for him. He's got the trophy wife. I don't know if they're married, but trophy girlfriend / wifey. He's got the cool tattoos. He wears the funky suits, and he's got his shtick, and power to him. I'm not hating. Good for him. What is he gonna do? Say no? But I actually, when I first started watching NXT, when the network was a new thing, he was one of my favorite standouts out of because I really wasn't familiar with anybody on the show, and he stood out to me. Was it the look? Probably, but I liked his entrance music. He was another one. He had good entrance music. I think it was like a take on I Want to Fuck You Like an Animal. I think he took that song and said, make me, he went to CFOS or whatever, and said, make me a song like that sounds like fuck me like an animal or fuck you like an animal. And I enjoyed his entrance. We're going to get to that too if we have enough time. See, the thing with these wrestling shows, I'd rather feel like I'm running out of time than trying to fill time. I call it the AEW WWE paradox, right? AEW crams in so much shit in 2 hours and leaves you wanting more, in my opinion. And you watch these bloated 3-hour Raws, and it's like they're trying to fill time, and it fucking shows. So another thing I'm a big proponent of, and this is not a sexist thing at all, it's just as a 30-year wrestling fan, one thing I really enjoyed about NXT TakeOver Night 1, there was only one women's match. I think at most, you shouldn't exceed 2 women's matches. I think they need to mean something. If you want to give them their own show, give them their own show. You want to give them their own pay-per-views, give them their own pay-per-views. See what happens. When you start getting crowds again, see what they draw. See what kind of ratings they draw on TV. See what kind of buy rates you get or whatever, subscriptions on Peacock. You don't need all this women's wrestling. And again, you're just watering it down. All right. When I went to WrestleMania 20 at the Garden, there were 2 women's matches on that card. And they tried to cram in as many superstars as they could on that card because it was a special, it was at that time the most special night in the company's history. There were 2 women's matches, okay? You had Sable and no, not Eve Torres. You had Sable and come on, I can't fucking think of her name. Oh, it's gonna kill me. Now I gotta look it up. Fuck. I'm usually pretty good with this off the top of my head. Oh, Tori Wilson. There we go. I did not need to look that up. You had Sable and Tori Wilson in like an evening gown match. And then you had the serious women's title match, which it was Molly Holly and Victoria in a barbershop match. But again, and that was their formula for a couple of years. I remember WrestleMania 19. You had the the Sable Tori Wilson match was a Playboy pillow fight or something, or Playboy bunny match. WrestleMania 19, you had Miller Lite Catfight Girl match, and then you had like a serious triple threat match for the belt. I'm not even saying one match needs to be like a gimmick match with valets, which is what their formula was. But hey, they were a hell of a lot more successful then than they are now, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't think you need to exceed 2 women's matches a night. So I found it very refreshing to only see one women's match, and it was a good women's match. I'd never seen Io Shirai before. I've heard her name, and I just found it to be a really good match. I liked the intensity. I think both of them brought it in terms of intensity. And, you know, you're not here for results. I'm sure if you're watching this, you know what happened. And, yeah, I was very happy with NXT Stand and Deliver Night 1. This is the pregame. We're looking forward to Night 2. The card's up there. I do have some other stuff to talk about, though, because on the show, I'm always going to fill the gaps between current show and last show. So let's go back. Let's go back to SmackDown. And what are they doing? What are they doing having these vaccine commercials? This is our one shot. Shut the fuck up. If people want to take the vaccine, let them take the vaccine. If people don't want to take the vaccine, then leave them alone. What is this fucking crap? They're shoving the vaccine down our throats now. It's just fucking stay out of it. Just please stay in your lane. You know, somebody once told me one time, Juice, stay in your lane. You know, was he right? I don't know. He could have been wrong, but WWE really needs to stay in their fucking lane, in my opinion. Dominik Mysterio. Look, I got nothing against him. I thought his best work was the angle with Eddie Guerrero. And it was like Dominik for custody on a pole match or something. But even though he dwarfs his father, he just looks small. Like, I just don't buy it. And I guess, like, part of Ray not going to AEW might have been, like, you know, bring Dominik onto the roster with me. And that's cool. And again, it's not about hating the player. It's about hating the game. I got nothing against Dominik personally. He just doesn't look like he belongs there, in my opinion. Is he good at what he does? You got to be at that level. No doubt about it. I just don't think he has the look part down, because there is a certain look. You know, we're watching what should be like comic book characters brought to life. And I'm just not getting it. The Street Profits made an appearance on SmackDown. I forgot about them. And see, that's what happens when all you do is watch Raw occasionally. I forgot that they tucked the Street Profits in on SmackDown, because I hear mixed things about them, and you know, for reviews or whatever. But I love their energy. Obviously Montez is the star of the team, but that doesn't mean Dawkins is bad at all. I've heard people, you know, get on him about his in-ring shape or whatever, but the guy can work. Why don't you if you're going to get on Dawkins, what do you think about Kevin Owens? So, but I love the Street Profits. And again, talk about a good entrance. They do a unique original entrance. It's not over choreographed, which I'll get to if we have enough time to talk about that. And, you know, I love intensity when I'm watching pro wrestling. I need to see some intensity. Or it makes it harder for me to get into it. So I think the Street Profits pretty much always kill it. Like, sometimes they actually legitimately make me laugh. And they're fun. That's the bottom line, is they're fun. All right? And this wrestling needs to be fun. It can't feel like work trying to fucking sit through it. And a lot of times it does. Let's talk about Cesaro and Seth Rollins, okay? I'm happy. This is allegedly Cesaro's first singles match at WrestleMania, which is a shock to me. It's long overdue. So I love Cesaro. He's one of my favorite guys. But the premise of this angle is that Seth Rollins was embarrassed from taking the swing. And that's the premise for this feud. How many fucking creative people do they have? And that's the best that they can come up with as to why these guys want to fucking fight each other at the grandest stage of them all. I mean, come on. Fucking, like, really, come on. Dude, if I were in upper management there, I'd be firing people left and right. I mean, God. That's the premise of the feud. You know, one time I went to architect school. Well, a lot of times I went to architect school because it was a 5-year program. And I was trying to, like, explain the concept of my floor plans and of the building, because you had to tell a story behind why you made decisions the way you made them. And, you know, I said, the concept of this building is really circulation heavy. And I have this circulation doing that and this circulation doing this. And I thought I did a really good job of explaining it. And one of the critics at my review, when you present these things, said to me, circulation is not a concept. It's just part of the building. It's something to consider. And it's something that might affect your design, but it's not the concept. All right? Cesaro swing is not what sparks a feud. It's just not. And that's just, in my opinion, just embarrassingly bad and super lazy. And both these guys are so talented and so good that they deserve better than that. Seriously, especially Cesaro. For this is going to be the biggest night of the guy's career. He's facing a WrestleMania main eventer in a singles match at WrestleMania, and man, they really. I have a feeling these guys are going to kill it, and they're going to steal whatever night they're on. But my God, do them some justice. Do them some justice, because they both deserve better. Now, on to Nia Jax and Shayna. Love the team, and this is the only context in which I will be complimentary of Nia Jax, because, again, if I knew her, I probably feel like I wouldn't want to be friends with her. That's my custom Ric Flair shirt. Not going to find these anywhere except for my closet, bitch. I think she overplays her hand being related to The Rock. I guess she's The Rock's niece or something to that effect. But then I hear what she makes, and it's like, holy shit. Like, I think I make more than her. So I just feel like Nia Jax is just kind of milking out the job. But I do like her with Shayna. I love Shayna. My God, I love Shayna. She's another person I get excited to see. Because I just have fun watching her, because I know she's a shoot fighter, and I love her intensity. She's got that like strong. She's like the strong silent type. For all the Sopranos fans, Gary Cooper, strong silent type. She doesn't do much talking, but she does a lot of ass kicking, and I really appreciate that, and I like it. And but the thing about Nia Jax that bothers me the most, I keep hearing that like she's a pretty big woman, like she's pretty and big. It's her job to be in shape. Can she just please get in a little bit better shape? I'm saying this quietly because, like, as if I'm trying to whisper it to someone. But I think I work out more than her. And I don't get paid to work out. She does. So I don't know. Like, take a little bit more pride in your appearance if, like, you work in a very aesthetically based business. So, but look, I mean, she's in I guess, an okay slot. They seem to like her. She's, well, if you're related to The Rock, you got pull. So, good for her. And, Nia, do you. Do you. If she ever saw this, she'd probably tell me to go fuck myself on Twitter, which she's more than welcome to, at Juice Giorgio. Oh, over there. That's right. That's me. Down where? Down here. But no, look, I will say I love the tag team combination of Nia and Shayna. And what time is it? It's 7:53. So I'll let you guys go in 6 minutes, because this is NXT pregame. And talk about people I love and hate at the same time. Sami Zayn. In real life, we would not get along. And we just wouldn't. Particularly because I'm American, and I'm not a fan of foreigners weighing in on American politics. I don't weigh in on Canadian politics. So some foreign people not from here need to learn to shut the fuck up when it comes to American politics, because I legitimately really liked him as a shoot before the 2016 election, and after, not so much. But he is good at playing like the nervous, neurotic Jew character, like a that's right, I take notes. Like a Woody Allen or whatever. Like, he's very good at that. So I do appreciate his character and the work he puts into it. Because you watch Sami Zayn and he comes through your TV, he feels genuine. And when the product, especially the WWE, couldn't be any more scripted and like overwritten and micromanaged. It looks like he has a lot of input on his own character, which I'm all for. Everybody should have the maximum amount of input on their own character. And I think he really nails the nervous Jew thing. I like it. He's under. Look, I don't like the guy in real life, but I love the work he does. And I'm looking forward to see him and Kevin Owens tear it down at Mania. Longtime friends, broke into the business together. I always talk about I went to WrestleMania 20. I was really considering going to train to be a wrestler back then, and that's in 2004, Kevin Owens was already doing it for a few years, and I guess Sami Zayn started around that time. And good for them, and they made it. So again, I don't hate the player, I hate the game. Take that however you want to take it, but I know him and KO are going to pull off an awesome match at Mania for sure. That's the lot. Like on my NFL show, we do lock of the week. My lock of Mania these guys are going to tear it down. KO and Sammy for sure. So, man, it looks like Smackdown is churning out the better matches, right? And the WWE Championship match. It's like, wow, I'm looking way forward to this Smackdown matches. And credit to Don Tony, or hat tip to Don Tony. He had the idea last year that one night should be Raw night and the other night should be Smackdown night, And if that was the case, I would totally, and I had to pick one, I'd definitely go with the Smackdown night. Let's see, we got a few minutes left. Oh, Apollo Crews. Again, I think I don't know if it's just Smackdown or what, but he was actually, I think, given some creative freedom too. He cut an awesome backstage promo, and I didn't even know this guy could talk. Because I don't think I ever heard him talk. So he really surprised me with a hell of a fucking promo backstage. So thumbs up to Apollo Crews for that. And then just some points from Raw before I let you Juice Heads go. We're at the 2-minute warning here. And I actually made some of these points organically already. Let's see. Oh yeah, Braun Strowman goes to the ring, and then they play like a 4-minute video package of him and Shane. By the way, I'm not looking forward to this match at all. Shane looks old, and he worries me. He gets so out of breath and sweaty for doing nothing, and the guy is in pretty good shape. Shane just needs to stop wrestling. We don't need it. We don't need it. And they need to stop using the word bully. Please, for God's sakes. You're grown men. Stop talking about getting bullied or being bullied or whatever, especially someone like Braun Strowman. Fucking please get rid of it. If I make this voice, maybe they'll fucking listen. And I love The Miz. I love Morrison. Damian Priest looks like he's in great shape, so I'm not understanding why this isn't a tag match. Somebody's got to be hurt or injured or something. But why was Bad Bunny alone? Like in storyline, right? He's been hanging out with Damian Priest, and Damian Priest is his boy. So why would have in storyline Damian Priest have left him alone for Miz and Morrison to assault? And then the one last thing I'll get to, Rhea Ripley. I love her. She's great. Her entrance is just so choreographed, over-choreographed. Do you need to tone it down? Do you need to tone it down because it doesn't look organic. It doesn't look real. It looks like I'm watching fucking Broadway when she comes to the ring. Or, the Rockettes, whatever. Like, do you need to... And this is supposed to be like a tough, no-nonsense fucking brawling bitch. And I mean that in a good way. I like her. But the entrance is just so over-the-top choreographed. Just no. Stop it. And with that, it's 7:59. So Juice Heads, I bid you a fucking do. Thank you for tuning in to the first ever NXT pregame, even though this is technically 1.5. But this was perfect. I might have found the sweet spot for the show. I tried doing a half hour, not enough. Tried doing an hour, too much. Somewhere in between. All right, Juice Heads. Enjoy NXT TakeOver Night 2, and I'll catch you later tonight on the Juice Joe Network. Peace. Damn it, I hit the wrong fucking button again.